Hey, so today I want to talk about a 2005 American film called Hard Candy. This is directed by David Slade and written by Brian Nelson, and it stars Ellen/Elliot Page and Patrick Wilson. So this is basically a psychological thriller film, and this revolves around the topic of, I guess, child sexual abuse and pedophilia, stuff like that. Now, this is David Slade's first film, and you can absolutely tell this is not done by a master or a pro. This is done by a first-time director because a lot of the technical things are kind of off. And even though it's a 2005 film, this film is like extremely like a early 2000s film. And David Slade actually got his start in shooting music videos mostly, and this is his first film that is not when he's not shooting a music video. And you can absolutely tell because there are some not chase scenes, there are some running scenes that is absolutely horrendous and jarring to look at, and I don't know, it just stick out like a sore thumb to me, and that's why I'm mentioning. That's not to take away from the film, but that's like a very horrendous technical aspect, and I could wish that somebody just now edit in post and just kind of edge those out because that doesn't flow with the whole way this movie is going at all. Now, as far as this film goes, basically Elliot Page and Patrick Wilson, they are the star of this film, and as it's a psychological thriller, and I don't think this had a big budget, they try to contain this whole thing in a very limited studio, and the setting is also very innocuous, and there's like one scene with Sandra Oh, and that's the cast. So you can already tell where this film is going. Now, I'm definitely not going to spoil anything, but I'm going to say that even though Ellen Page did a very tremendous job, I think it's Patrick Wilson who steals the show. Because with this kind of work, I've seen Patrick Wilson in a lot of things where he has played a different sort of roles, and I wouldn't say that this guy has a vast range, but at least he can portray emotion, and I think he's a very decent actor. But I think this is the first time that I've seen him and feel like he actually cared about this movie. It felt like he was trying to do something different. He was trying to convey a message. He was trying to like get his point across through his acting, like how these people are or where his character's mental state at, and that's very a good thing. Otherwise, it's a 1.5 hour film, but I would still say at times it kind of drags. It feels like that Brian Nelson, who wrote the screenplay, actually kind of had a very strong idea, but that idea was supposed to be meant to be melded into other sort of things where things run much more smoothly. Here things are, I would say, at times a little off, where you can literally say that you can see that they are just trying to pass the time. They are just trying to stitch this film into a motion picture length. Otherwise, I would say that the effect that this film has can be contained within 30 minutes. Even if you are willing enough, it can be done within 15 minutes. Now, if any of you ever done any kind of creative work, you'll instantly understand this kind of things where they just drag some things out to make this thing kind of whole, and that's not a very good look. Besides than that, I would say that if you're into psychological thrillers and you have like watched all of the hit list and you are looking at underrated gems, I wouldn't consider it an underrated gem, even though I would consider it an underrated film. And for 1.5 hours, I think you can easily watch this, if not for solely on the purpose of Patrick Wilson's acting. So that's why I give this film 3.5. Now I will give this film 3 out of 5, and if you're willing to watch it, I guess this is like a good time.